All right. Hey guys, hope you guys had a great start to the week so far. We are now going on day 6 of the NMQ series of getting from funded to paid out. So if it's your first time following, this has been a series that I start off a few weeks back, and it was really just to provide some education that taking your time and trading proper size can actually get you to a payout, can get you funded, and all of that, right? And although, of course, it does take some time, it might not be happening as fast as you'd like it, but I'd like to believe long-term sustainable behavior wise, it's going to keep you ahead more than those who are trying to pass their account in 1 or 2 days and who are trying to rush to that payout within the first 5 days, right? Just remember and that the goal here is you're trying to build the right behaviors as a trader so that we can scale these into bigger numbers, hopefully in the future, whether that takes 6 months or 6 years, right? I think that the patience in the process and the discipline is worth it in the long run. And so the money, the P&L, that's a scoreboard, right? And it doesn't designate any success measure whatsoever, at least not in the deeper thoughts of it all, right? And what I'm really meaning by that is that right now, as you can see, obviously on the stats here, we are at just under $1,700 on the balance of this account. We have a near 90% win rate, solid profit factor, win rate, all of that stuff, right? Looking really good so far. But again, if you look within that though, and you look at the trades and the videos I've taken so far, there have been, some of the trades have had some patience, and then in terms of the where the entries and the exits have taken place, there's been some strategy around that, right? All in all, right, this is a slower pace than what I normally do because to be perfectly honest, those who've been following long enough knows I don't trade micros. I'm simply trading 3M and Q consistently, systematically from the eval stage all the way now and onwards because of the purpose of just education and showing what is possible. I do still trade minis right now while doing this education. I just don't trade it as aggressively because I've had a monumental year for myself. So I'm okay taking it a little bit slow for the remainder of the year. But some of these trades, I've mirrored them while trading minis instead of micros. And you can imagine whatever numbers you're seeing now, you're adding another zero to that, right? Um, but again, I'm not trying to say we're too focused on that. I'm just trying to share the relativeness of learning this process to help us get to that stage later on. So again, numbers are looking great so far. If we take a look at the calendar thus far, today's trades, we're at $415, which is really solid. Two trades, two wins, both slightly different from how I've been trading, and that is basically mainly because of time constraint. And so, before I get into the video where I'll show you at fast pace 8x, 16x speed of the trade entries and exits and all that, I do want to talk about why today was different. Psychologically speaking, I mean, in just in general, those who don't know, I'm a business consultant by trade, so I work with entrepreneurs all the time. Mondays are by far the most chaotic days for me. And so, with all the back-to-back meetings, getting on the road, all that, I had a time constraint. I also got to my desk late today. I didn't get there before the market opened, so I didn't have enough time to really do the prep work that I really wanted to do. Now, as I say that, I did spend time with my students over the weekend already, providing some analysis of what I was looking for coming into this week. And part of the execution today actually was played based off of that conversation we had on Saturday. And so, going into that further, get back to the psychology of it all is today I wasn't looking for a great deal of amount, just out of the time of it all. The first trade you'll see in the video, I scalped it for 30 points. And the big part of that was because although we got the reaction I wanted at a spot that I was looking at, I also knew that from a market structure perspective, it would be way too high risk to expect for more. So that was the first one that I took. The second trade that I took, I managed to capture 30 points for trim and then 60 points with the runner. Notice that I did not do the 30, 60, 90 trim this time. And a part of that is because I knew based on the time of when I took that trade, I looked at the clock. I was basically watching the clock the entire time just to see if, okay, if I enter this trade, how much time am I giving myself for this to play out, right? And so based on knowing the fact that there was a very high chance I was going to have to leave beforehand, I trimmed two at 30 points instead of one. And instead, with that last runner, I just closed it off at 60 points. And so that the time constraint was a big reason for why I did what I did. And I think that as traders, it's important to understand what the market is potentially offering us, but then also for ourselves, how much time do we have to manage that trade? And when I say manage, I don't mean moving your stop loss every 10 seconds. I simply mean being able to be at the desk and see if structure or your thesis has changed or broken, you're there able to manage that trade and adjust accordingly based on that, right? And so, as you will see when you watch the video, I did have to leave and hit the road, so the recording did stop a little sooner than I would have wanted. But you will see that I've also stitched another video of me just going on TradingView and showing how it played out. The good part about that is that obviously through the video, you'll still see where my original target was, so you'll know that nothing really crazy happened. It's just that it took another 15-30 minutes after my recording stopped before the target actually hit because it took some time for it to make its way down. And all things considered, what I loved about it was that actually, if I just stuck to my 30, 60, 90, had I been at my desk all day, not all day, but like long enough, I would have had an opportunity to capture the full move because from my entry point to where the bottom was today, and maybe not the bottom, I should say, but pretty close to the bottom, there was about a 100 point move from entry. So all in all, hopefully that adds some texture. If it's your first time, please drop a like, drop a subscribe. I am really trying to build my presence as a trader. Although my videos don't have a lot of flash because I honestly don't know how to edit things other than stitching some things together using my software that I have on my laptop. I am hoping to provide as much value as I can and share kind of the things that I've learned in my years of trading, right? Because I think that's superbly important and helpful to the community. And with that, I'll let you guys watch the video and you guys can see how this all ended off. All right. Sorry. I had to add this part of the video right afterwards because I did leave the house. Basically what we saw, as you saw in the end of the video here, we had entered up here, on this candle right over there. And then later on, you can see we had a marked target of 30 points. And this was the candle in the video where like I literally just missed the target by like a smidge, which I got the follow through and got it here still in the end. This is one of those examples where like if you're one of those traders that like constantly adjust your stop loss, like this is one of those things where probably if you were like, oh, I'm going to move my stop to break even because I almost hit my target. This is an example of where you probably would have just gotten stopped out and then you would have gotten your target afterwards, which is then what would have triggered the FOMO and the chasing that comes afterwards, right? So very dangerous place to be as a trader. But and then afterwards, when I left the house, which is the next part, this is the part you I think got cut off. But yeah, we came back up, we tested the level error, and then we came right back down and we got the runner, which is 60 points. And this is essentially where we ended up, right? So overall, today was some can be tricky for some people. Some people could have scalped it different ways. I know in the Discord, some people were going longs because there was opportunity to do so. I myself, again, as I think I mentioned in the intro video of this video, sorry, I was looking in this area. This was an area of interest for me. So the reaction that we were getting up here was not by accident. It was, I think it was very intentional in regards to where our price action was last week and all of that. So all in all, very content with how the day closed off. Again, you can look at the account and say, oh, you know what? I'm at 6 trading days now. I still haven't got a payout. I'm so upset with myself. And I think this is that thing again where it's like process over profits, man. Like yes, the prop firm may have told us that you should get 5 trading days in and then get your payout. It doesn't mean you should rush to get your payout on the fifth day. If it takes 6 days, 8 days, 10 days, it doesn't matter. As long as you can get there and not blow your account, that's a win. I am sure I'm speaking to some of you guys who are watching this already where you've been there. You were so close to the payout and you either overshot, overtraded, any of the, toxic habits that we as traders just develop over the course of time, it will kill us, right? And that's where the whole arbitrary goal comes into play. The prop firm rules are there as, sometimes a way to handicap you. You can take it as learning lessons to build influence and stability for yourself as a trader. Doesn't matter, right? All you need to know is that it's a guideline and it's a minimum. So when a prop firm says 20% consistency rule or 5 trading days or 7 trading days or whatever, that doesn't mean that you have to rush the process. It just means minimally you have to be there. But if you need more time, take more time. It's all good, right? Take your time, follow your process, trust your system, or maybe you're still learning and developing your system. That's okay too. But just don't create arbitrary goals and don't get so caught up in the game of it all and then just end up losing your account. It's not worth it, right? So, anyways, thanks for tuning in. We are getting there day by day. Obviously, some people have been already asking me, now you're past the 5 day mark. How much dollars are you looking to make before you request for a payout? I don't know. We'll see. I haven't really decided just yet. I think a good idea would be to be able to recuperate the investment on the account, just to showcase, how for other people, what would be the best thing for them. But anyways, when we get there, we'll get there. I'm not going to get ahead of myself here. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.